Good morning, dear students. I hope you are all doing well. Again, we are going to continue with the topic essay writing. Today, we are going to look at part 3. Essay writing, part 3. In the first class, I had told you what is expected of you as per the ICSE syllabus essay writing, and I had told you when you write an essay, there are certain basic requirements to be kept in mind. In that, in the first class, we saw about the choice of the topic, and the second point was key words that are there in the question, how we have to mention or write about. Now, next one is the third one is the precautions, certain cautions, certain careful actions that we are supposed to do or keep in mind while we write our essay so that they will not go wrong. That is what is this precaution. We are going to the third part we are going to see today. In that, first one is answer all the parts of the question. Answer all the parts of the question means, see, unless I have told you very clearly, very often, even in the last 2-3 classes also, you are supposed to read the question thoroughly a few times and understand. There are possibilities that certain times one question has got 2-3 dimensions or 2-3 sub questions involved in one question. And by mistake, if you don't read it thoroughly, what happens? You would see only one part of the question and then you will write answer to that and leave the rest. Automatically your answers will be less. I'll just read out one sample question to you to tell you about the different dimensions in the question. Choose one of the religious festivals and describe how it is celebrated in your area. What useful purposes does the festival serve? Now, when this question you get, if you just read one rough fast reading and you got in your mind the keyword festival, and then there is a possibility that you might write about the festivals, general in our country. But what is asked is that you are supposed to choose one. You know there are many, so you have to, in the first paragraph you have to make a mention about it, that there are many festivals, and of that this particular one I am choosing it. And then the question is how it is celebrated in your locality, in your area. Now there are certain festivals, because of the diversity that we have in our country, because of the geographical size of our country, because of the various habits and practices regarding food, clothing and changes in climate and things like that, there are different ways a festival is celebrated in our country. So here, for example, to tell you, the Makar Sankranti festival, January 14th, in different states it has got different names and different way it is celebrated. But almost everywhere in our country it is celebrated. So how it is celebrated in your area is to be written. So the local style of celebration is what you are supposed to mention. Again, the third part of the question is that what useful purposes does the festival serve? How useful it is going to be? What are the purposes by celebrating this one? So that you have to explain. And as I told you, if you just roughly read and think about festivals of India and you just write that, then automatically you have not covered the rest of the question and you will not get answer. At least one paragraph each on these various dimensions you are supposed to write. So you should keep that in mind. Answer all parts of the question. Next one is give relevant answers. See, many of us, many an occasion there is a possibility that irrelevant answers are written. Irrelevant answers are written. Now again let me tell you an example. Suppose there is a question regarding write about the causes of accident, road accidents. That is the question. Now you read again, you didn't have a thorough reading, you didn't try to understand, you didn't wait for a while, you didn't give much thought, you started writing about accidents. And then before coming to the exam hall, you had read about accidents in an essay about accidents. In that the last part was about the effects of the accidents. What happens after the accident? What struggles and difficulties people go through? This is what vividly you remember in your mind. The first part you have forgotten also. So what happened? you will start writing on that. And then the question is, write about the causes of the accident. What you remember is the effect, and you write that. There is all possibility that you don't get marks. So a thorough reading and finding out the relevant answers is very, very important. So you should keep that in mind. Then memorize the material. This is again connected with the other one. There are some students who learn 1 or 2 essays, and their plan is whatever question comes, we will write what we have learned. We do not look at the other aspects of the question. We'll just write what we know, what we have learned. That should not be the right way, or that you should not follow. Or that kind of an activity you should not come into. So, if the memorized material doesn't fit into your situation, then you have to think of that topic which is there in your question paper. Accordingly, you have to write. Sorry, so that you have to be careful about. Must be long enough. Another thing, I have told you, as a board student, you will have to write 300 to 350 words. As standard 7 or 8 standard students, it is 200 to 250 words that your limitation you are supposed to write. So that much length your essay should be there. It should not be very short, it should not be very lengthy. Okay, now how to find this out? You will be wasting your time sitting and counting this 400 words or 300 words or 200 words which you are supposed to write. So before that, you should have an average idea about your writing. On one line of the page, how many words an average comes? Usually when you sit at home and practice this, very at times you have to try to do this. Check the number of words that comes on one line of your writing. Suppose they say 5 or 6. Accordingly, you multiply with the line to get 200 words or 400 words, whatever it is, and then you have to write. That is one way. Another thing, find out average a page how many words you write. Suppose on one page you write about 80 words, and you have practiced many a times counting at home, and every time you wrote and you checked, it was about 80 words, 76 words, 82 words, like that. An average 80 word comes. So keep that in mind. So for 200 words, about 2.5 pages you have to write. So you don't need to count much. 2.5 pages when your writing comes, you have an idea, yeah, it has come. Accordingly, you can form or make your conclusion and end your essay. So this is very, very important for a proper writing. Then simple English. A very wrong thought many of us have. That is, if I write very long as well as very tough and difficult words which are not very commonly used, I'll get a better marks. My dear children, you are mistaken. I have told to some students too sometimes that half a page, 3/4 of a page is your one sentence. Putting commas, adding conjunctions and clauses like that, you keep lengthening your sentence. What happens is that by the end of the sentence, you yourself will be confused and your reader will be confused. What was that you are trying to explain in this one sentence? So make always your sentences short and simple, and use simple common words. These uncommon words, let me also tell you, the words which are not very commonly used and very tough words, sometimes it is possible that your teacher also might have forgotten. He has learned it, but he has forgotten. Then he had to run for a dictionary, check it, and then all that, it takes time. But common words means everyone understands. It is very easy actually. So that one should keep in mind to write simple English, and if your message is conveyed properly with simple English, that is better than making mistakes by using long sentences and tough and uncommon words. I have sometimes asked some students meanings of certain words just to check, and they themselves do not know what it is. So please don't do that. Next one is write legibly. A readable way of writing is very, very important. If your handwriting is not good, the reader, your examiner, will find it very difficult to read. Sometimes when we go through the copies very many times, we have seen that the writing is like scribbling. The reading is like just scribbling. 2-3-year-old child, when he or she gets a pen or pencils in his hand, what he does with it, that is what is being done in a writing nowadays. Learn your handwriting properly, do it well and write it neatly. Your reader will find it very easy to read, and it is all possible that you will get good marks. Sometimes what happens, no, you would have written the right answer, but your handwriting is so poor that the teacher could not read and understand. He would just cross it and lose marks. Understood? So please keep that in mind. Next one is read regularly. Now this is, unless you have some stock in you. See, someone asks you 100 rupees borrowing from you. If your purse do not have 100 rupees to give to him, how will you give? So first of all, we should possess something, only then we can give to others. Same way, unless you have some idea about the topics, you will not be able to write. So a wide reading always helps you to understand what it is. It helps you to understand what. So when you read, you get lot of ideas, lot of informations. See, many things that we read in general knowledge books have come in the newspaper and have come in the telecast of TVs many a times much earlier. Only then they find a place in these kind of books. So if you have done it already on your own, you will have an idea. Again, various topics you will get through reading. Now when you read, you have to keep 2-3 things in mind. One, you should not read old books, because old-fashioned writing is not what we need today. Many people do not understand that. So for you to get the latest words, the latest styles of writing, you should see that you read new books and not old books. So read the modern books instead of reading old books, so that your vocabulary, your writing skill will improve. Newspaper is another thing that you can read, where you have got wide range of topics given there. If you don't like one, you can switch over to another, and there you will get your general knowledge also, and you will find how to write short things. In books means it is a big thing, whereas newspaper, short reports are written, which is almost amounting to your essay and letter and things like that. So you will get an idea how to write or how to understand certain concepts and situations if you read newspaper. Magazines also are the same. Okay, reading the magazines would also help you to understand, to improve your essay writing. Then another thing, you have to have a regular reading. Regularly you should read. Every day you should make it a point to read some newspaper, magazines or some books other than your study materials. And for that you should keep a target. Maybe 15 minutes a day or half an hour a day, 10 pages a day, I will read regularly. You should keep a target to improve your reading. And the last thing is that don't expect a sudden improvement in your understanding or in writing. It will take time. Minimum 3 to 4 months. If you read only, you will slowly start understanding the styles of writing, okay, the words and the usages and all that, and an improvement can be made in your essay. So don't expect overnight something to happen. Is that clear? That's all, my dear children, for today. I stop you and see you in the next class. Bye.